While on a road trip through Michigan, Ohio, and Kentucky, I made a stop to the legendary and ancient Serpent Mound site in Ohio. It's definitely off the beaten path, but we wanted to check out this amazing structure. I remembered that there was also a Serpent Mounds park near Peterborough in Ontario, where I'm from, with another Serpent Mound effigy. So I set out to visit and document both sites and see if these cultures, 600 miles apart, were connected, along with the mounds, their astrological alignments, and symbolism. We are in Loudoun County, Ohio, at an ancient site, Serpent Mound, as featured in the series Ancient Apocalypse. It weaves through this hilltop, and it's a giant snake with a curled tail and one of North America's most spectacular effigy mounds. Serpent Mound is a gigantic earthen sculpture representative of a snake, built on a spur of rock overlooking the Ohio Rush Creek around 1000 AD by the Fort Ancient Culture. Earthwork was likely a place of ceremonies. Blah blah blah. Don't really know how old it is.
Some argue the Adena culture built the mountain 2,300 years ago. But over there it says it was built around 1000 AD.
It's got a curved tail, snakes through here, and then faces directly east, apparently towards the summer solstice. And it also marks the equinoxes and the winter solstice along the different curves of the snake. Perfectly directionally aligns with true north. Serpent Mound, Peebles, Ohio. This was once a great land in almost any time, but now, so they say. But look around, from the peaks to the valleys, from the north to the south, she shines on forever. And the hills of Ohio to the Louisiana bayou, from the Great Lakes basin rushing out to nations, the St. Lawrence and the Mississippi, have so many of our cities, all the way to the ocean blue to catch the sunrise at its best. One of the most fascinating things about the Serpent Mound is that its design, with its winding shape and coiled tail, seems to align with solar and lunar events. In a way, it acts like a calendar. The effigy's head points to the sunset of the summer solstice. The tail of the serpent aligns with the winter solstice sunrise. The coils of the serpent seem to align with the equinox sunrises or sunsets. There are also alignments with the maximum and minimum moonrises and moonsets, which occur about every 18.6 years, an event known as a lunar standstill. The oval near the Serpent's Head might align with the full moon at its highest point during a major lunar standstill.
Pick up the Yellowjacket nest I tried to get earlier. You can see them kind of hovering over there.
On the other side? Oh yeah.
Way over there, yeah, but I can't determine if they're from this side or way over there.
And they're going to be nesting in the trees somewhere?
No, in the mound.
Oh, in the mound?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, they're underground?
Yeah, they go in the ground, and the problem is people that think they have a right to be on the mound and complain about the Yellowjackets was like,
oh. Well, you're not supposed to be stepping on there anyways, I guess. Frederick Ward Putnam conducted some of the earliest known investigations in the 1880s. There haven't been many detailed excavations since, and the focus has been on preservation of the site and the area. While the mounds are attributed primarily to the Adena culture, there is evidence suggesting maintenance or modifications by the Fort Ancient culture centuries later. As with many archaeological sites, there is a long history of use and interaction with different cultures over time. Typically, items like pottery, tools, and ceremonial objects might be found. For the Adena culture, these would include flint blades, bone tools, and items suggesting trade with distant regions. While not directly found in the Serpent Mound itself, Adena Mounds often contain burial mounds, and there are 3 of these other mounds on the site where Serpent Mound sits. An article in the Journal of Archaeological Science from October 2014 supports the Adena timeline with radiocarbon dating placing its construction around 300 BC. It should also be considered that the serpent may have predated the Adena Mounds. It's fascinating to see something that's over 2,000 years old here in North America is pretty cool. And we also have a Serpent Mound in Ontario near Peterborough. Serpent Mounds in Ontario has a much more detailed archaeological history, however is less clear on astrological alignments. The mound generally runs in an east-west direction. The head of the serpent points westward, with the tail pointing eastward. This is the same direction as the Serpent Mound in Ohio. The head faces west on both towards the sunset. Peterborough Mound is less clearly defined as a serpent, but it has a long, winding form that looks like the body of a snake. Serpent Mounds is one of the most significant archaeological sites in Canada for understanding pre-Columbian Indigenous cultures. Here I am at Serpent Mounds in Ontario, Canada, just near the town of Keene at the Hiawatha First Nation. When I was 19 years old, a few years ago, I camped here one night. Didn't really know what I was experiencing. Since then, they've closed the park. It's not accessible to the public. Can't walk here or see the mounds. Somewhere down there is potentially 2,000-year-old snake effigy mound. Multiple mounds on Rice Lake. I'm trying to make the connection between these mounds and the Ohio mounds. All closed up. Richard B. Johnston conducted extensive archaeological work in 1968, which was published by the Royal Ontario Museum. His work provided detailed insights into the construction and use of the mounds. Excavations uncovered human burials associated with the Point Peninsula culture, dating from about 50 BC to about 300 AD. This puts the mound construction at approximately 1700 to 2100 years ago. Also found were pottery, clay pipes, tools, and other stone artifacts. Various designs and decorative styles of pottery and at least 4 separate designs of clay pipes were discovered, along with tools and other stone artifacts. The finds are associated with the Point Peninsula culture, but also show influences or continuations from other cultures, including early Ontario Iroquois and late Iroquoian pottery shards, indicating the site has been used on and off over many centuries. The site features a grouping of 6 separate burial locations, forming a serpentine shape, with the entire structure being approximately 60 meters long or 200 feet, 8 meters wide or 26 feet wide, and 4 to 6 feet high. The mounds are situated on a high point of land with a view over Rice Lake. So are the mounds connected? Both cultures engaged in mound building, and both cultures chose serpents for these effigy mounds. It was a connected world where ideas, goods, and cultural practices flowed. We know both serpent mounds were built around 2,000 years ago, The Adena culture in Ohio and the Point Peninsula culture in Ontario both participated in a vast trade network, knew how to work stone and copper in similar ways, built mounds and serpent effigies, and had a 700-year period where the cultures overlapped. We know Serpent Mound in Ohio is a more spectacular and celestial-aligned construction, and we have hints of Serpent Mounds in Ontario being celestial-aligned, though it needs more study. Ancient history is so amazing. It is so much more fascinating and complex than we were taught in school, and the ancient world was connected in ways we are only beginning to understand. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel or share the video with friends. There's lots of inspiring music and film to dig into, and new videos almost every week. Take care, everybody.
The sun coming through the trees, putting you on display. Back when the music could still